Hi, Daniel from Daniel James Residential. In this episode of Ask Daniel, I'm going to be discussing chains. Okay, chains a lot of the time are unavoidable when buying, especially buying a forever home. Got downsizers, got upsizers helping you move, but chains, I've been involved in them a couple of times, and no doubt you will as well. So, but just to highlight, I can't find my whiteboard stand. So we're going to use a makeshift chair. Yes, I require a haircut. That's already been booked. But we're not here for the visuals, we're here for my knowledge. But chains, so what do I mean by chain? So a chain is a group of sales, one's reliant upon the other to complete. Usually you've got a buyer at the bottom who's not selling and a seller at the top who's not buying, but in between there might be 3, 4, 5, 6 links. I've been involved in an 11 link chain before. But yeah, there's processes happening. You know, each part of the chain will have an estate agent, probably a financial advisor that require a mortgage, surveyor, and a solicitor. So as a buyer, control what you can, be as efficient as you can. Obviously you can't control what's happening either side of the chain. You can ask questions that may help you push this along. So if I'm buying, what do I want to know? How many links? I would have been an awful teacher, my handwriting. How many links are in the chain? And where do you fit within the chain? Obviously, more links, more risk. That's just the way it is. And within a transaction, you're only going to be as quick as your slowest moving part of the chain. But how many links are in the chain? From there, I'm going to be asking my agent, and he should know this information. We should be able to find it out quite quickly within the links. How many of the buyers require a mortgage? Has a mortgage application and survey happened? And more importantly, has the buyer got a mortgage offer? That's what I want to hear. You want to make sure if the mortgage is involved, has everyone got their mortgage offer? Is every bank or building society involved in that chain saying we're happy to lend the value that's required to pay the price for the buyer? No down valuations, all mortgage offers in. Next part, which is where most, in my humble opinion, most chains collapse: surveys. Okay, 21% of buyers pull out because they lose their buyer. A lot of the time they lose their buyer because of the survey. 13% of buyers pull out because it's taking too long. I've had it, that's happened. But surveys. Surveyors, very diligent individuals. They will highlight everything, and what they are not qualified to talk about, like gas and electrics, they will recommend that you get them checked. You'll have different levels of surveys: home buyers reports, building surveys. You may have heard of a home buyers report as like a traffic light system, green being good, amber and red being bad. But surveys, going sideways slightly, in my humble opinion, people should have a survey when they're buying right at the beginning, before they make an offer, so then they're in possession of the facts and they make an offer based on what they know. It's just me. But surveys, if you can establish that everyone's got a mortgage offer and all the surveys have happened and they're happy, you're doing really well within the chain. That's a healthy chain. You've got to look at the health of the chain. If there's 3 or 4 links that have had mortgage offers and surveys and are happy, and there's 2 that haven't even had a survey, you start to worry. I worry. So to move it along, make sure that, you know, if they haven't had their mortgage offer, go backwards. Have they had a mortgage survey? If they haven't had a mortgage survey, has the mortgage application in? If the mortgage application isn't even in, there's issues. There's red flags there, red flags. So offers, surveys, if they're in, great. Legal side, searches. Have the searches been applied for? It tells me 2 things if they have. Firstly, that there's money on account with the solicitor because they have to pay for the searches. Got environmental search, drainage search, you've got a local search that takes a couple of weeks from the local council. Have the searches been applied for? So money's been spent, but it also says that the solicitors are talking, because a lot of solicitors will not apply for searches until they've had a draft contract sent by the seller's solicitor. Okay, so draft contract, searches, great. From searches we get inquiries raised. Okay, inquiries are just questions. Your mortgage lender will ask questions as well. Your solicitor will raise inquiries and questions off the back of the searches. Things are happening. When you're in inquiry stage, you can start discussing exchange dates. A lot of people try to discuss dates within a chain at the beginning. Unrealistic. A lot of solicitors are not going to commit. Of course they're not. And why would they to an exchange date until all the work has been carried out? But what's important to know as a buyer, does everyone require a mortgage? If not, cash buyers, has everyone had a survey? Are they happy? The worst thing that can happen is in 10 weeks time into the transaction, someone asks for a survey, the survey comes back bad, and then they ask for a reduction within the price. So good agents ask at the beginning, will you be having a survey, Mr. or Mrs.? And they will say yes, and then you'll go, okay, can you book it in as soon as possible? Agents sometimes will let these chains organically go off in a direction, and that can cause problems. So as a buyer, you can control what you can control, but you can also ask questions. Mortgages, mortgage offers, surveys, is everyone happy? Searches, inquiries, are we close to exchange? Do this in writing as well. Get a date stamp and a time stamp, and that should help your cause. Any other questions in regards to what I've just discussed, send me a DM or comment, or save the video if it's of help, and happy to do further videos of Ask Daniel with any topics you like. So have a lovely Sunday.